Good morning and good afternoon, everybody, as this is Bobby Boy with your co host J Dog in the booth at Nashville Fairgrounds with Hrt2Heart Motorsports as we are getting ready to close up the season here with just one more race after tonight's race here at the Nashville Fairgrounds for 100 laps tonight.
It's especially going to be a great race here tonight here in Nashville, Tennessee. Here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. It's going to be exciting. So buckle up. We'll have to see what's going to happen tonight. There's LMR in number 9.
So we get a lot of drivers out here tonight getting ready to run their qualifying runs here. We're going to see how this turns out tonight. Let's just take a minute to thank all of our sponsors of Hrt2Heart Motorsports, everybody. Allen Tillery, Buick GMC, that's going to be Bass Tire, everybody, based out of Nashville, Tennessee here. They are one of the track sponsors for this track, so make sure you're showing them some love as well. Right out of Nashville, Tennessee there, and off of Nolensville Road. So make sure you go check them out if you need any car help there. Show love to all of our sponsors, though. C&L Carpets, everybody. Chasing Muscle Cars. Make sure you go check out their Facebook page and their YouTube channel. Much love to all of the sponsors and everything you do for us here at Hrt2Heart. It would not be racing without you. We are looking forward to cranking up a new season around October, everybody. Late October. So we're hoping that you will join us then and enjoy some good racing as the guys are going to step up the car a little bit. We're going to be running a little bit faster cars as it's voted right now in the chat. They're looking to be racing Gen 4 cars. So it should be very fun, fast-paced race.
Right now, I'm seeing Scott Castanet right now leading right now with the pole position of 18.387 right now as we speak for the qualifying going on right now. Dan Colson, 12. Coming around for his qualifying time.
Going to be Bobby Joe Lane right there in the 02 in that Bass Tire car. He's going to end up finishing in that top 3 in qualifying here.
His time was 18.417.
Looks like we're going to have a field of 14 drivers tonight total here at Nashville Fairgrounds tonight. The track temperature is 65 degrees, so the car should have a lot of grip here. Tire wear should not really be a big factor. You definitely get a large fuel run here with these cars. You can go a long amount of time here on fuel. I don't think fuel is going to be an issue tonight. Tire wear is where it's going to play, and it's really hard to get into pit road here. So when it comes time to pit, we might see a couple accidents, hopefully not, but you really have to check up very hard on the brake here to get into that pit road. You'll have to take a sharp, deep left-hand corner into turn 3 and try to make your way into that pit road without getting into any trouble.
You really got to really pay attention about the corner to bumps between 1 and 2 when you come off those corners. If you're not careful coming off those corners, especially between 1 and 2, you go end up spinning around. Steve Harrison in the 1. Looking pretty good so far on the qualifying.
Nice looking Star Wars theme he's got going on there with that paint scheme tonight.
Very nice paint scheme there.
And he's going to drive it a little too hard there and send it right into the wall there, right there. You know, there's one thing about this track. You're really going to have to get in that rhythm, and you're going to have to run that same consistent lap each lap, you know, and this is a 100-lap feature here, so you got to have to stay consistent, and you're not going to want to overdrive this car, because if you overdrive this car, that's what's going to happen. It's going to shoot you right into that inside wall, and it's going to hurt.
There is no inside or outside protection barriers on this track. This is an old school classic track.
Looks like we got a pretty good crowd out here in the field tonight. Just want to thank all the fans out there watching. Please, y'all, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future Hrt2Heart content. Race is brought to you Sundays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So as we're getting ready to finish up the qualifying here, everybody, we're going to step away for a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road, next to the zoo.
All right, everybody, we're back. We got just a few minutes here left before qualifying. Let's also not forget to thank Chasing Muscle Cars and Greg Langford with CNL Carpets for their sponsorship and what they do for this league. Greg, our race controller here with Hrt2Heart Motorsports as well, does a lot of stuff on the back end here to make sure these race car drivers have a good race. So much love to Greg Langford out there. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday night. Carter Cazenave, one of your drivers here in the chat, says, let's get ready to go racing. Good luck, everybody. Yes, good luck to all of the drivers out there. It's definitely going to be some challenging racing tonight. It's going to be some very challenging stuff here. So I'm looking forward to see what happens here as they line up for the green flag. Who's ready to go racing?
The scenery around this track is actually really nice.
I tell you, I grew up coming to this track as a kid. My dad actually raced here. Bobby Joe Lane in the 02 there. He raced here in the NASCARs, and he won 13 out of 13 races here. So I'm looking forward to seeing him come on this track tonight in this car. Just a different ball game here. And see what he can really do tonight, and if he can pull off what he usually does here at Nashville tonight. But you have a lot of other drivers as well in this field tonight that is from Nashville as well. You have Austin Kornprost, you have Alan Marr, you know, you have quite a few drivers here in that Tennessee region. You have Rusty Robinson with Buchanan Resort. That's all your Tennessee people here, you know. So that's going to make it even more interesting here, as you know, everybody wants to win, and it's definitely going to be a tough track for all these drivers. So excited to see what happens here as we get ready to line up everybody. Y'all ready to go? I know I am.
Good luck to all drivers.
All right, everybody's getting here staged on pit road, and this is going to be your starting lineup with Scott Cazenave going to take up P1 on the inside lane against Rusty Robinson in P2. Bobby Joe Lane in that Bass Tire is going to start in P3 on the inside lane against Austin Cornpost in the 95. Zach Sandlin's going to take up at P5 with Heavy Air in P6. Andrew's going to start P7 with Carter Cazenave on the outside lane in P8. Bud Light Mike is going to take down that P9 spot, looking to gain some positions for the race and get back up in them points. P10 of Dan Colson on the outside lane. Steve Harrison in the number 1 Star Wars taking up that P11 with Ryan Perona in P12. Alan Marr is going to grab up P13 with William Martin on the outside lane in P14. That, everybody, is going to be your starting lineup for tonight's race. Let's get ready to go racing.
This time the drivers should be warming up their tires to get ready to come on the track. Pace car's off. We're here, great in Nashville. Scott Cassidy now getting a good start coming off of turn 2 now, coming back straight away.
Lane's going to dip low. He's going to make his way into P2. Ryan Perone scrubbing the wall.
Looking good. We're now coming around for the first lap.
We're going to see a lot of cars here just try to get in line here and try to work their magic here, because if you overdrive this car, it's going to hurt you early on. All right, everybody, let's take a pause here and see if we could go back and see what happened. Looks like Steve Harrison there is going to get into it with Bud Light Mike there. Going to cause Bud Light Mike to get in the wall, get quite a bit of damage there. But everybody else is going to be able to avoid it. And Steve Harrison and Bud Light Mike should be able to get that car fixed and get back where he needs to be. So let's go racing, y'all. Let's get it.
That will bring out our first caution here in Nashville.
Chasing muscle cars, and Bobby said, "Come on, Andrew, let's go." How you doing tonight, fam? I hope y'all are all having a wonderful night there in the chat. Y'all, please don't forget to show that love here. Y'all show that love. Let's build this stream to the fullest. Let's go.
One to green. Pace car's off. Let's get ready for this restart. Green.
Scott Cazenave going to get the run there with Lane now ducking it inside, now looking to make that move for the lead position. Rusty Robinson on the inside of the 95 with Zach Sandlin in the inside of Andrew back here. Currently a lot of battles going on.
Bobby Joe led that lap. Here he comes now. Back straightaway now. But in turn 3 and 4 now, they're starting to slow up. Now they're starting to speed up coming to front straightaway.
Rusty Robinson, the inside of Austin. A lot of speed. A lot of speed going around this track. So now we're riding around here in the inside of a few of these cars. Andrew currently running P5.
Single foul down the front. The back straightaway now going into 3.
Fast Tire car is taking it to the lead, and he is putting out all he can here to show them Nashville colors.
Ooh, got one loose back here in the back. No caution. Still green. That was just a single car, but we're still green now. And Bobby Joe now back straightaway now going into 3. Around 1 and 2 now, going back straightaway now. Bobby Joe is actually holding a consistent lead.
Looking here in the inside of 02 of Lane here, your leader, just looking how you take these corners here and how you're coming off. Definitely giving a wheel a good tug here as you're turning in there to that left-hand side and seeing you're having to slow down a whole lot just to set the position of that car and not get into that gas too early or you'll lose it.
I was just looking in the outside field view a little bit, and there's a little bit of a gap between 5 and 6th place right now. Bobby Joe holding a consistent lead and going in front straightaway, going into 1.
Scott Cazenave back here in P2, just trying to hold it consistent behind the 02, his teammate here, looking to run a good solid race tonight. Looking very consistent so far. Rusty Robinson in P3, everybody. That's going to put Austin Kornprost in P4, everyone, with Andrew in that P5.
Right now, they will round off your top 5 right now. As Bobby Joe still holding a good lead right now. Going into turn 1 and 2, going in back straightaway. Seems like almost everybody comes off the turn 2, always scraping that back wall.
Take a look back here at the second part of this field. Back here we have Javier currently in that P6 spot running the front of this field with Zach Sandlin right there behind him. That's also going to put Dan Collison back here with Carter Cazenay. There's a lot going on here back here in the back of this field. If he could serve enough tires as the front of this field starts to wear them tires down, they have a great advantage here. Now, we take a look back here at the back of this pack. That's going to be William Martin in the number 2, everybody. Oh, and there's a crash. There's a crash. We got a car out
Caution's
there.
out.
Caution is going to go out, and that's going to be Carter Cazenay, everybody. Let's see if we could go back and take a look at that.
Looked like he got a little loose.
Looks like he did get a little loose there, so let's take a look at that and see what happened. We're going to rewind here just a little bit. There we go. There we go. That looks that should be it right there. So we'll look as we go into the corner. Carter. Oh, no. It looks like Alan Mars just kind of got to take that low line in a little hard, and Carter just was in the wrong place at the wrong time, a little too low. There wasn't much line there for them to be that close, and unfortunately that's going to get them in an accident and put the caution out. So it looks like we're going to have a few people go into pit road this time around.
Take a commercial. Keep my hand.
That's going to put Lane as your race leader, with Scott Cazenay taking up P2, Rusty Robinson in P3, Austin Cornpost's going to take up P4 with Andrew in P5. As we're under this caution break, everybody, we're going to step away for another commercial because, as always, we want to show as much love as possible to all of our sponsors here with Hrt to Heart. So we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road next to the zoo.
And the race is back underway here as we are back into the green flag here with 71 to go at the Nashville Fairgrounds with Hrt2Heart Motorsports Arca Series.
Bobby Joe Lane with a pretty good start now. Back straightaway now going into 3. Rusty Robinson was side by side now with Austin now, sliding back now, going still side by side with Austin now, coming to front straightaway.
Definitely bringing a few more cars up to the front of this field here.
Caution's out.
And we're going to have another caution. Let's go back and take a look at this one. Like Rusty Robinson's going to get free on that restart there with them fresh tires, if he had fresh tires. I'm not sure. But looks like he's going to get caught up in a little trouble there. He's going to get turned around here and try to get back underway. It didn't look like he got too much front damage there. He was able to keep it off the wall quite a bit compared to what could have happened. So hopefully that won't hurt him too bad this race, and he'll be able to get back going.
You gotta be real careful coming out here with fresh tires like that. It's just like sliding on butter.
Now going into pit road here and getting that car fixed and see what can happen here.
That will bring out our third caution this race.
Looks like our top 3 is going to stay out here. Going to have a few drivers coming out of pit road here. Austin Cornpost in 95 has looked pretty consistent tonight now, taking into that P3.
Has been an exciting race so far for these drivers. Hopefully they can be consistent and be exciting for the rest of it.
Just tell you, I take a look at this car right here, and let me just tell you something, Steve. Let the force be with you. Let the force be with you. Let's go.
These cars' lights are off. The drivers better get ready to go back to green.
Only car down, a lead lap right now is William Martin in the number 2. If he gets in a caution, if he does not get involved in the next accident, and there is a caution, he will be the lucky dog, as we are green flag.
Back to green. Bobby Joe is side by side with Scott now, coming back straightaway.
Steve going to brush the wall there, and him and Dan's going to bump a little bit there, but they're able to maintain and keep control of it here.
Javier now right side by side with Scott now coming back straightaway. Good back from second right there. Bobby Joe still holding a consistent line up here in the front straightaway. See some of these drivers now are starting to jockey for position. Hopefully they can be consistent while doing it. Got a little scrape there of Javier and right behind Bobby Joe, but he's still holding a consistent line. Now going back straight away. Going back now, single file now, front straightaway. Bobby Joe rounding off turn 2 now. Javier's not too far behind now, coming him in turn 3. Caution's out.
Going to go under caution again here. That is going to make like the 4th caution already this race. Let's take a look back here and see who it was this time. Take a look here as we hit play here in slow motion. Andrew's going to come down and just tip the nose at the 57. And he's going to continue to go down as the 57's trying to go down too. Right across the nose, unfortunately. But it looks like nobody else is going to be involved in that. Andrew's going to have to just back it up there and go get that fast repair and hope for the best here and hopefully be able to make his way back in there with that chasing muscle car Chevrolet. Let's go.
That right there will put Will Martin back on the lead lap. That will bring out our fourth caution of the race.
Javier was looking very consistent there on that last run, looking to catch up to Lane in the 02. 02 has led a lot of laps here tonight in that Bass Tire Chevrolet. So looking forward to see what they could do the rest of this race.
Bobby Joe looking pretty good up there holding the pole position right now. We're just going to have to see what's going to happen in these 56 laps go around.
Right now, Lane in the 02 is your leader with Javier Zapata, everybody taking up P2, with Scott Casnave taking up P3, Austin Cornpost in P4, and Dan Collison in P5.
That will round off your top 5. As the pace car's lights are off, and we're getting ready to go back to green.
You know, this is the moment when everybody is racing really hard because they only have one more race in the season after this at Indy. Next week, I believe, is Indy. So, you know, that's just one more race, and that's going to put a lot of points down.
Green flag. Bobby Joe with a pretty good start there. Got a few over here back to scraping the wall.
Javier is now trying to peek to the inside of the 02.
Caution's back out again. Oh, it's a big one. The front straightaway.
Big crash, big crash, big crash.
Ooh, I don't know how many cars was
There was
down
quite a
there.
few in there. Let's go back and take a look.
There was a lot of checking up going on after that accident.
Looks like a big accident there, but Rusty Robinson looks like he made his way through that, and that's going to definitely help him out get back into that P6. That's going to be Zach Samlin and the one of Steve Harrison. Hopefully Steve Harrison doesn't have too much damage. I know he got caught up in a little bit early on here, but it looks like he's able to get that car fixed and hopefully be able to go out there and run some more laps here, because you definitely don't want to go down a lot of laps here, but you know, the car can handle a little bit of damage, so you know, you can continue to run it and see where you can end up. It's definitely been a very exciting race here. Watching this from our perspective here in the booth, you know, to see how much these guys have to go through week in and week out to just get a good controlling car. You really have to step into the brakes here. And the thing about this track is if you step on it too hard, you can spin it. All right, as we get ready to go green flag again.
Green. Bobby Joe on the inside now, coming in on back straightaway now. Javier not too far behind now. Going the inside now. Bobby Joe going in turn 3 and 4 now. Coming to front straightaway. Alan Mark got a little bit of loose down now. Bobby Joe now trying to hold it consistent now. Javier not too far behind. Single file now, back straightaway, going into 3.
This is a very close battle here for this lead position.
Major points were up for grabs here in Nashville. Bobby Joe now holding a consistent line now behind Javier, coming off back straightaway. Javier now bounced off the wall. That gives Bobby Joe a little bit of room.
That's definitely not what you want to do here. You do not want to overdrive this corner off. If you overdrive that corner off, you will definitely go right into that. You really have to get into a pattern of hitting that brake pedal and that gas pedal to make it work.
Seems like every time Javier comes off of turn 4, his rear end's getting a little bit of loose, but that can always happen, and especially when you're coming off of these corners. You got to be real careful because of the bumps. Looking back on some of this field now in the 47, but like Mike and Zach Zamlin in the 57, you got Carter right beside him on the outside.
Carter Kazanev and Zach Sandlin battling for that lucky dog position.
Carter got spun. That brings out our 5th caution.
Looks like it's going to be Steve Harrison, and LeBron's going to just overdrive it in the corner a little bit there. Not knowing when Carter was going to check up there, and Carter and him's going to get into that. Hopefully, Carter still has that fast repair and is able to get that fixed. It's only a little bit of rear damage. Good thing it's not in the steer tires, so, you know, that can definitely make a difference here when you're able to at least steer the car still. So we will see. It looks like Andrew is out of the race, I believe. It looks like he is left. I'm not really sure what happened there. I'm guessing he got hurt too bad on that accident. But that's very unfortunate for Andrew. He's had a good couple weeks here. So it'll be, hopefully he'll be back next week and have a good finish.
That right there would put Zach Sandlin back on the lead lap now. Bobby Joe still holding a consistent lead. We're just going to have to see what's going to happen between these guys here in the next 42 laps.
Still a lot of cars on this track. A lot can still happen here.
That will bring out our 5th caution in this race. Next time if we have a caution, Ryan Perrone is a lap down. He will be the lucky dog candidate if he don't get in an accident.
Kazanev in that last accident. Looks like he's going to be out here on the track. He's still going to be battling Ryan Perrone there for the lucky dog on this restart. We'll see what he can do and if he can hold it pretty consistent.
Pace car's off. The guys better get ready for this restart.
Lane currently P2 in the points here against Scott Kazanev. Scott Kazanev is your race leader in the points. So this is going to be exciting to see how this takes effect here, as Lane has been very fast here tonight. Got a very fast restart here now. Javier and Scott Kaznev's going to tuck in P3.
Slot back down to single file now, back straightaway going into 3. Take a look at some of these drivers back here now starting to battle out. Somebody got a little loose up the front straightaway now. Bobby Joe still holding consistent lines up here and going now back straightaway.
Lamar back here with his teammate of Austin Cornpros. Rusty Robson currently running in that P4 position after getting into a little bit earlier on in this race.
See everybody scraping that back wall there up in turn 2 coming off. Ooh, got a little loose and he went around, and 95 brings out the caution again. Now that will bring out 6 cautions in this race. You see now Brian Perone will hopefully be back on that lead lap.
Looks like Austin Cornprost, everybody's just going to come off that corner a little too hard. He's going to get free, and that's going to send him around there as he's trying his best to keep it off the wall so he doesn't get any damage there. He's going to bump that rear just a little bit, but it doesn't look like it affected him too much. But he kept it off of all the other cars, and he should be able to move forward and keep racing. It does look like the car didn't really get no damage there, so he should be good to go.
That right there will put Ryan Perone back on the lead lap now. We're just going to have to see how Bobby Joe will hold out to the end of this race.
And that will leave Carter Cazenave as your next lucky dog, as he is only 1 lap down as well. That will put this whole field on the lead lap. So as we are under caution, we are going to step away again for another commercial and thank our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Aaron Lane from Bass Tire.
Hi, I'm Steve Bass. We're here at the legendary Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Good tires and brakes are important on this race car, and so are the tires and brakes on your vehicle.
For the very best in tires, brakes, and auto service, come make a pit stop at Bass Tire.
Serving Nashville for over 35 years.
On Nolensville Road, next to the zoo.
We are back green flag racing with the 02 of Lane, battling it out with the 24 of Javier, Scott Cazenave, and there's another big caution back here as we get ready to go under yellow again.
Looked like a rough start there with Alan Marr.
Definitely pushing it too hard on that restart. That can definitely hurt you here. You do not want to push it too hard, too early, because that's going to put you in a very bad spot here. Let's take a look at this. We'll rewind it here just a little bit so everybody can take a look here. Looks like
Harrison got into him.
Oh, actually, no. It kind of looks like a little bit of net code here. It looks like the 2 net coded here with the 9 here. Let me step back, see if I could get a better look here in a position of another car here. We'll use Zach Samlin as a reference here.
He did. Neko.
Definitely some net code here. We'll go back to William Martin here, take a closer look. Step here. I tell you what, we'll do this. No, that's not what we want. Where we want it. I'll find it eventually. Here we go. Here we go. This way we could see if they actually even touched here. Put it in slow motion here. See, not even really touching, but it's they're gonna be close enough there that it's gonna cause the net code between the two drivers. But it's gonna cause a little bit of damage there. Hopefully he's got a fast repair still, and he'll be able to use that, as we only have 28 laps to go here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. As it looks like he had to tow out here. Looks like he's going to be sitting out of this for a minute, hopefully. That's not the case. He's not a long tow here. It's a smaller track. Here he goes, rolling off a pit road. Let's go get it, Alan Marr. Show him how to do it as the pace car is coming around. It definitely looks like the car is sitting sideways. Looks like there might have been some damage still with that car. Yes, it does appear that the steering is out on that car. Poor Alan there is going to have to sit this out until that is fixed. And pace car
is off.
Lane in a heavy air in 0-2. It's been battling it out here for a long, good shot here. Now, getting very close. Ooh, the lane is going to get a little bit of free on that bottom line there. Now, rubbing doors here. Lane getting free again. He's not going to want that.
You needed to hang on to it there, Bobby Joe. Javier off that car.
25 laps to go. That's definitely not what you want to do right now. Javier, now your race leader.
Javier now owning a good lead now. Scott not too far behind now, going in 2 and 3. 1 and 2 now, going back straight away.
Now 03 right there on the rear end of that 24. Rubbing the wall a little bit, coming off of that corner.
22 to go now. Single file now, back straight away, going into 3. Single file now, front straight away now, going into 1 and 2. Scott now looking the inside now. Javier now coming to front straight away. Scott now bounce off the wall. Bobby Joe not too far behind now. Scott trying to give a little push now. Trying to go in front straight away now. Right behind Javier in front. Going into turn 3.
Javier is going to be a race leader with Bobby Joe Lane now looking to take over P2 here now on the inside.
He came back from that, scraping that wall now right behind Javier in the back straightaway.
Rusty Robinson back here in P4 just hanging out.
Bobby Joe right on the rear end of Javier now, front straightaway.
20 laps to go.
Bobby Joe trying now looking the inside. Javier going to the back straightaway. Bobby Joe on the inside now. Javier trying to fight for that pole position now, trying to get that lead back. Look at him swing back now. Front straightaway now.
Trying to take that Bass Tire Tennessee car to the front. Can he do it? Can he take it to victory lane tonight?
Going in turn 3. A lot of battles going on right now because we're getting close to the end of the race now. Bobby Joe now holding a consistent line going into 3. 16 to go in this time by.
A lot of battle going on here, back here in that P4 and P5 spot here. You got Dan Collison back here battling it out with Rusty Robinson and Austin Cornprost, everybody. The one that got into a little bit of trouble earlier, these cars got into a little bit of trouble earlier, but they're able to make their way back up to the front of this field tonight and put out a battle here for that top 4. Scott Cazenave now right here behind the 24 of Javier. Javier getting a little bit of free off that corner. Scott Cazenave looking to try to make a way to that P2 position. Dan Colison's going to now take over that P4 with that. Austin now looking at the inside. Scrubbing that wall is definitely giving him a bigger advantage here.
Look like Rusty's trying to follow Austin now.
Dan
Ooh,
scrubbing the wall again. Take a look back here in P7, everybody, where we have Zach Sandlin and we got William Martin back here battling it out for P6. Or P7, let me take that back. P7, they are putting it down back here. You're going to have Bud Light Mike not that far behind in P9 with Steve Harrison falling behind in P10 on the lead lap with Ryan Perrone currently in P11. Carter Cazenave running here towards the back end of this field, getting in a lot of trouble tonight, but he is still currently in this race in P12 on the lead lap.
The last one on the lead lap.
Scott Cazenave still looking to keep it very close here against P2 here. Lane, your race leader.
So far, Bobby Joe Lane has been dominating this whole race so far. So he's probably led the whole, like most laps of the run of this race so far. Bobby Joe Lane now on the back straightaway, catching up to Carter. Cazenave is not too far.
He's going to have to look, try not to get into any of that dirty air as he gets up to Carter here, because that will give Javier and Scott Cazenave a chance to make their way around here for these last few laps.
This time by here on this front straightaway, P7 to go. Jordan Lane now right behind Carter. Carter's giving him the room. Single file now coming around turn 3 or 4. Probably are getting a little loose back there behind Carter, and as he's trying to go around now and try to catch up to Bobby Joe now is on the back straightaway.
A lot of battles going on for the top 5 of this race. They now make their way around Carter here.
5 to go.
What a phenomenal race by all of these drivers tonight. This is definitely a challenging track for these guys to put out a race that they did tonight. Outstanding job. Now, Austin Cornpost on the inside of Scott Cazenave looking to try to take that P3.
Definitely a good battle between those two guys. Now Austin now looking the inside and Scott Cazenave looking for that P3 spot. Still side by side now, 3 and 4 now from the front straight away. This is the time, guys, now you want to start battling. 3 to go.
To a lane, working his way around this lap traffic's hoping that Javier doesn't get enough of a run here with just 2 laps to go.
Bobby Joe Lane now making a ring around Ryan Perrone now still holding a consistent lead.
Javier now working on the outside lane, pushing every bit he can here as the white flag is out.
1 lap to go. Bobby Joe still holding a good line between Javier and Scott Cazenave. Now still trying to battle for Javier.
Checker flag is waving. Lane's going to be your race leader, everybody. With Javier in the 24, everybody going to take P2. Scott Cazenave is going to take up that P3 position, with Austin Cornpros going to be in P4. Rusty Robson's going to be that P5 finish. That's going to be your top 5. And here is your lineup.
Good race for all these drivers. Congratulations there, Bobby Joe, on the win.
Lane talked a big game this week, said he was going to take that Bass Tire car to victory lane here at the Nashville Fairgrounds so they can represent that sponsor and represent that car at this track. So congratulations to Lane in the 02 for a phenomenal race tonight.
Bobby Joe Lane bringing the Bass Tire to victory lane here at Nashville Fairgrounds.
That was an exciting race to see there, J-Dog. You couldn't ask for a better one to see. Definitely outstanding by all these drivers tonight.
This was a very exciting race. Now we're just going to have to wait here in the booth for the first top 3.
Look at there. I don't even have to pull him in the booth. He pulls himself in the booth tonight. I'm guessing a lot of excitement going on there. Really put out a lot of practice laps this week. Said it was a very tough track. You had to stay very consistent and put on a very steady race here, or it really could hurt you. We saw you got free a little bit earlier on there. And kind of lost a little bit of position and was wondering how that was going to factor out, but you was able to make your way back into that lead position and win this race tonight and bring that sponsorship to victory lane here at Nashville Fairgrounds. How you feeling?
I'm glad it's over with. It was fun. Javier was fast. Scott was fast. Kept seeing all them cautions. I knew if I could get some good runs in, I could probably check out. Been pretty fast all week, but when I got loose, I thought it was over with. I didn't think I was going to be able to come back and get it, but I did.
Well, you definitely pulled out all the stops tonight, and you had a very consistent race. With just one more race left in the season, you're currently P2 in points. How you feeling about that going into Indianapolis for the last week?
I'm not a big Indy fan. I mean, that's good that I'm P2. I missed the race. So I guess that's a good thing I am in second. And we not real good at Indy. I like smaller tracks better. But we'll put in the time and see what we can do for our sponsor.
All right. Well, you got any shout outs for us tonight?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Bass Tire, Aaron Lane, Troy. I think they're watching tonight. Shout out to my grandkids and my wife and my kids and you and J-Dog and Alan Tillery and Buchanan Resort and C&L Carpets and Classic Muscle, and everybody's got anything to do with this league. We sure appreciate the help with it, to be able to let us come out here and have fun every week.
That's exactly it. So as we get ready to go to Indy next week, we hope to catch you again, and we hope you have a wonderful night.
All right.
All right, everybody. That's going to be Javier currently in that P2 position. Once he hops into Discord, we'll get him pulled in here. So we'll go ahead and jump down here to that P3 position as we wait for Javier to hop in. We got Scott Cazenave. Currently, he finished in that P3 position. Looked behind his teammate most of the race here in that P2 position. But Javier put on a good run there towards the end and was able to hold off that P2. But there was definitely a lot of bumper-to-bumper racing here. A lot going on with that top 5 of this race tonight. So congrats, Scott. Great job seeing you hit this podium tonight. And how you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling wore out from all this. I'm glad it's over. Hallelujah. I did good to hang on to third, I think. That was a good race. We had a lot more cautions than I thought we would have. Bobby, Javier they were both fast. They were quick. I thought Austin was going to get me. He had new tires, and pushed it a little hard just to try to hang on to that P3 spot, and it paid off. So it was a good race overall. Still got the lead. We got one more to go. If I have a good finish, I think I'll win the championship.
We can only hope that you stay out of trouble and you're able to hold on to that and get that trophy. So congrats to you tonight, and we hope you have a wonderful night. So you got any shout-outs?
Yeah, I want to shout out to Alan Tillery Chevrolet for sponsoring me. All the other sponsors, I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Abby if you're watching. Other than that, I want to say hello to Abrianne if she's watching. Everybody out there, thanks for watching. And thank you guys for broadcasting.
Yes, sir. Well, we hope you have a wonderful night and looking forward to seeing you again next week at Indy.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Hope to see you again.
All right, everybody. Now we're going to go and pull our P2 in here. P2 of Javier. Javier put on a really good race tonight. Currently started back there, and I believe it was P5, P4. Then worked his way into that P2 and actually got up here and led a few laps against Lane and was able to just hold on and keep into that silver. How you feeling tonight, Javier?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. I think, just like Scott, I think hiring race kind of a tough one. We didn't see that many cautions coming, but I started actually from the pit road. I got out of my car and I missed the start, so I had to come from the back. And yeah, feeling good about second. Bobby was unbeatable today. I mean, I think he got loose a little bit there. I took the lead, but he came right back and just pulled out a lead. So congrats to Bobby and congrats to Scott. He's leading the championship, and if he doesn't have too many issues next week, he's a championship contender. So, but yeah, feeling good about second, and congrats again to Bobby.
Yes, sir. As we get ready to take on Indy for the final week of the season, how you looking forward to that?
I'm really looking forward to it. It's a very fun track. I like it. I may not be at the race. Depends if I get home in time. I'm going to be at Watkins Glen at the race that weekend, this next weekend. So hopefully I'll make it back in time, have fun. But if not, it's been a great season, man. So happy to be here. Happy to race with everybody. And looking forward to the next.
Well, if we don't catch you next week, we do hope to see you next season as we're getting ready to crank up another season with the Gen 4 cars it's looking like so far because we have the votes in. Make sure you go vote if you haven't already, as all the drivers vote up the season before it happens. Looking to start up a new season here around October, everybody. So looking forward to that and hoping to get a lot more guys out here on the track and a lot more competition. But Javier, wonderful job tonight, brother. It's been a wonderful season for you, and we're so glad to have you here. Think you do an amazing job, and you're a good, clean racer, brother. Just want to say that to you here from the booth side of things. Go ahead if you have any shout-outs.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you for that. And shout out to Mavy and Jenny if you're watching. And yeah, hopefully I'll catch you guys next week. And if not, yes, I'm on for the next this is fun league, and I think there's a road racing one too, so hopefully I'll do that too. So thanks, everybody.
Yes, sir. They are planning on doing some road racing on the off season while they do recruitment, and then come back and do 2 series. We'll be running 2 separate series, 12-week seasons. So that's what we'll be coming back to when we get ready to crank up a new season, and looking forward to see you there.
Can't wait, man. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, everybody. As we're getting ready to end this here, I'm going to let J-Dog take it away.